Hey there, interwebs, and welcome back to How Fascinating. Since tomorrow is April Fool's Day, and this Sunday is Easter, a pagan holiday all about chocolate bunnies, and undead troglodyte and brightly colored eggs, I figured there could be no better subject for this episode than the brightly painted eggs of fools. In Sir Terry Pratchett's city of Ankh-Morpork, there exists the Fools Guild, a professional association of career fools, clowns, and joculators. Located in the back of their headquarters is the Hall of Faces, which contains numerous long shelves of blown eggs, each one meticulously painted with a clown's face. They use these eggs to keep track of which makeup designs belong to which clowns, and they consider the makeup to be their true faces. On the surface, this sounds like the sort of ridiculous inanity that only Pratchett could come up with, but he didn't invent the idea. Much like his exploding billiard balls and optical telegraph, he copied it from reality. What you're looking at right now is but a small selection of examples from the official Clown Egg Registry in Somerset, England. It currently contains over 240 examples, each one detailing a specific real-life clown's unique makeup pattern recorded for posterity. Although you are unlikely to have heard of this collection if you exist outside the clowning sphere of influence, if you have heard of it, then you might have been told that this is how clowns legally copyright their personal look. That isn't entirely true, but it's close. The modern practice of painting clown eggs began not as a legal system of record-keeping, but as the hobby of a lone enthusiast named Stan Bolt. A fan of their colorful buffoonery, Bolt first started painting clowns' faces on eggs in 1946, and he continued this practice up until his death 20 years later. By this point he had created roughly 200 clown eggs, but unfortunately the majority of these have been lost to time. Today only a few dozen are known to still exist. The rest are believed to have been lent out for private exhibition in the mid to late 60s, only to be discarded or destroyed after Bolt's death. This colorful tradition could have easily ended there, but nil desperandum, dear viewer, because the Clown Egg Registry, as it is officially known, was restarted in the late 1980s by the UK-based group Clowns International, and although the eggs being used are now ceramic for better durability, the general process is largely unchanged. I have an additional fun fact about clown heads, but in this case, fun is short for funereal. The clown Giuseppe Grimaldi was so afraid of being buried alive that he left specific instructions for his daughter Margaret to decapitate him before he was inhumed. Maybe it's just me, but I feel like there's a difference between make sure I'm not alive anymore and make sure I'm dead, even if the two phrases do technically mean the same thing. Still, I suppose that's one way to prevent zombie clowns. As a side note, one art project I'd love to do if only I had the time and the talent is to create a set of eggs for every major iteration of the Joker. Cesar Romero, Jack Nicholson, Mark Hamill, Heath Ledger, not that one, Joaquin Phoenix. Obviously it wouldn't be anything official for a lot of reasons, but chief among them is the fact that I'm not Debbie Smith. You see, since the registry's revival, there have been 3 official egg painters, Janet Webb, Kate Stone, and most recently Debbie Smith, who became the current artist in charge of maintaining the registry a decade ago in 2010. Although the position is certainly an honor, it will never make her rich. She only receives £15 per egg, the equivalent of about $20, and each egg can take days to complete. Why does she do it then? In her own words, it's a responsibility, because it is very important to carry on that tradition. Indeed, tradition does seem to be what it's all about. Matty Faint is the curator of the East End Museum The Clowns Gallery based at Trinity Church, popularly known as the Clowns Church, and according to him, the registry was not revived due to a pressing legal need. Instead, it simply serves the more practical purpose of helping clowns to not copy one another's iconic looks. Faint himself regularly provides feedback on the makeup of clowns who are just starting out to steer them away from designs which are too similar. Just about everyone within the community recognizes the importance of not copying each other, and each clown wants a unique look to distinguish their character. In essence, the Ovoid Archive is more of a historical record than a legal one. As a matter of fact, not only are the eggs not legal forms of copyright, they aren't even the actual registry. The true Clown Registry is an ordinary book created by Chris Stone, a suit working for Clowns International. This written record of all official clowns in the UK contains each one's legal name, clown name, date of membership, and official clown serial number, which I guess is a thing. This documentation certainly can be used for legal purposes, but again, communal self-policing makes it largely unnecessary. If one were to deliberately copy another clown's face, the consequences could range anywhere from getting blacklisted to getting a black eye, both metaphorically and physically. Believe me, you don't want to piss off the clown mafia, or as I call it, the Lafia. The harsh truth is, if you break clown law, you face clown justice. Speaking of clowns and law enforcement, I'd now like to tell you a joke about a clown, a cop, and a Boy Scout. The Boy Scout is me, and by joke I mean humorous personal anecdote, because this did actually happen. My hometown of Philadelphia holds an annual Thanksgiving Day parade, and this includes performing clowns and marching Boy Scouts, but there are also plenty of police officers because, let's be honest, bad things happen in Philadelphia, and this is one of those events where you want lots of conspicuous nightsticks to ensure that people behave themselves. Anyway, after I finish the parade, I see a small flock of clowns and a couple of police officers keeping an eye on things. One of these clowns is wearing a big red nose, and as he passes by the police, one of them approaches him and she asks, "Excuse me, but can I honk your nose?" He tells her sure, go right ahead, so she does and gets this absolutely precious look of childlike delight. Then he takes the nose off, sticks it on her, honks it right back, and walks off. Now her fellow officers are having a chuckle at her expense, she's just kind of stunned, and then she looks over and sees me. Here we are, two serious people, literally in full parade uniform, and she's wearing this enormous clown nose. Using every ounce of willpower I have not to laugh, I stare her dead in the eye, salute, say, "G'day, officer," and walk away. I don't turn around, but I have to imagine she's now bright red because I can hear the other two police howling with laughter behind me. Now whenever someone says that all cops are bastards or that clowns are evil and not very funny, I just think back to that day and remind myself that they're still humans, and I want to believe that there's still some good in humanity. Getting back to the eggs now, although a small selection of them are kept on display in the Clown's Church in East End, the majority of the modern registry has been housed at the Clown Museum in the Somerset village of... Okay, I have no idea how this place is supposed to be pronounced, but I'm going to call it Wookie Hole. Additionally, I say has been rather than is, because I can't find any evidence newer than 2018 that says it's still there. It seems the collection has been moved out, and I have no idea where to. I'd like to think that these eggs can avoid whatever tragic fate befell the original set, but who knows. Perhaps clown eggs are simply fated to remain an elusive mystery stranger than fiction. Thanks for watching, and have a fascinating day. Maybe clown eggs are where clowns actually come from, and they're just a weird species of egg-laying mammal. I also invite you to try to convince small children that garishly patterned Easter eggs are where peacocks come from. Actually, why do so many clown names end with an O? You've got Bozo, Bippo, Zebo, Jojo, Tangelo. I suspect the trend can be traced back to Italy, where the O suffix is relatively common, and the Commedia dell'arte stock character, the Arlecchino, which is where we get the word harlequin.